Good morning, traders, and God bless. I am Ricky Gaspard, and I am your host. This morning, we're looking at the pre-market scans. This is the regular pre-market risers. This is pre-market risers custom. You can find them over in Discord. We are sorted by volume, highest to lowest, to catch the movers this morning. We're also watching for volume spikes over here in the volume spike column. So once it starts spiking, we click on it. Then we come over here and confirm that we have enough volume to get in and get out safely. And what I mean by that is this number needs to really be flowing. These numbers need to be ticking by fast, really fast, so that we can get in and get out safely. Once we decide that we have enough volume, we come over here and confirm these two moving averages have crossed over. This is the 5 EMA and the 13 EMA. And this usually happens already if you have a volume spike over here. Then we watch for these volume spike arrows to kick in. That tells us more buyers are coming in to drive the price up. I'll be marking support and resistance level as this happens. We don't chase these green candles. Once the price stops climbing, I will mark a resistance level like so. And then the price will pull back and I will mark a support level. And we always try to plan our entry down here on support for the next run up. But before we click that mouse button, we want to see some green dominator bars coming in here, tall green dominator bars. And we also want to confirm that these two moving average lines down here in the indicator, in the My Blessing indicator, this one is the buyers driving the price up. And you can see here as they were driving the price up, the green line was rising. This is the trend of the stock. It lets us know what trend direction the stock is headed. So once we see a volume spike and we have all this volume up here, we quickly confirm these crossover. We look for these green bars and that these two lines are in the proper order. The price will normally rise for us. You'll notice a yellow line I've added to the Dominator Master. It's been upgraded. I think it's number 2 in TOS scripts. I don't know if the link is active yet this morning, but you can find it over there. I did upload it last night, so maybe it's working already. So this is an average volume line to help you keep up with the volume. Never trade off of my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed. Delays can cost you money. I'm also not a financial advisor. Do not take my words as a signal to trade. Sometimes you will hear me say, I'm going to take a position here, or I may try a small spot here. Don't let my words influence you. I am not a professional financial advisor. Before you make any trades or use any of my tools, make sure you reach out to a licensed professional and get the proper help. All right, nothing moving this morning. I've seen a bunch of cheaper stocks that were moving earlier. They still seem to be up here, less than $1, 55 cents, 48 cents, etc. MGOL's been moving around a little bit, nothing spectacular. Hopefully we'll get a play at 6 o'clock. We still have about 2.5 minutes to go. Make sure that your chart is on EXT. That would be in your active trader under TIF, which is time in force. If you don't have EXT selected, you will not be able to get a trade in. Yesterday was pretty tough market, pre-market. Hardly anything was moving. We did get a play in, I think, after 7 o'clock. Hopefully we'll have a much better day today. I'm seeing a spike right here. This would be a good example. Then the price starts going up. Once the price stops rising, I will set a resistance level like right here. The price pulls back, and hopefully it doesn't pull back too far. Could be a pump and dump. We have to avoid those. That's why we don't chase green candles. When you see a long wick on the bottom of this red candle, that means the buyers are buying up what they're selling, and they're going to drive the price higher. This is a cheaper stock, under $1. So it did not let me set a resistance level because the buyers came back in and bought everything up. So in this case, the breakthrough of 92 would be your entry. Otherwise, it would be down here on the support level. We are pulling back a little now. Let's see if this candle closes red. And we are at 6 o'clock. This candle did close red. I will mark a support level, but it does not look like we have the buyers coming in to buy this up. Looks like we're going to continue on down. You can see this My Blessing indicator is pointing south. That's never good news. We have a red dominator bar. This is sellers. And the price continues to drop. So I'm watching for volume spikes over here. I'm watching these volume numbers too. You may see some numbers start moving around in this lower section, and the stock will eventually work its way up. Always keep your eye on this list as well. Let's take a look and see which way the SPY is headed since the market's open. Looks like it might be popping its head above water a little. Had this recent round over. And CTNT, that stock is just ridiculous. I mean, it goes from 45 to $1 or $1.50, $1.18. China stocks, watch out for them. They could be dangerous to your account. I'm seeing a small volume spike here. PDD, a little bit pricey, $157. I was watching it earlier this morning and it took a big tumble. BDRK, BDRX, I mean. Make sure you check the volume on these stocks before you post them. If we don't have any volume, there's no sense in posting them. We cannot get a play in on them. This is dormant as dormant could be. No volume. You're not watching the volume on these stocks before you post them. Does no good to post them if we can't play them. MBIO down at the bottom has pulled back. We do have some volume on this one. So this would have been resistance right here. This would have been the pullback right here. We're currently pulling down below, so that's probably going to be a while before that one moves. Currently no activity. I'm watching for these volume spikes. In both scans, I'm watching. Let me get rid of the red. We don't need that this morning. Patience is key. We need to wait on the right play. Don't just pull the trigger. Don't try to create a play. Don't guess that it's going up. We want to chase down the buyers and sellers, and we do that by watching this column. BZFD. Kind of a little bit volatile this morning. We need to get a pullback in here in order to get a safe entry. If we chase this green candle, it may pull back red and bring you negative real quick. There's not a whole lot of buyers in here. Last candle only 52,000. It is continuing to rise under low volume. No sellers on board. The buyers are continuing to drive this stock upwards. No sellers on board, if I said that wrong. Looks like we may have some sellers taking profit now. We'll mark the resistance level. Let's see if it has enough buyer interest to bring it right back up after these red candles close. Still pulling down a little. I'll zoom in on it a little bit. Well, if I can. When this red candle closes, we'll see if the buyers come back to drive it up even higher. Long wick forming on the bottom. A break of a 350 would be a entry point. I should say a possible entry point. It's kind of acting finicky right now. Short dominator bar, red down here. Don't think I would chance it. I'll go ahead and mark resistant support right here. Let's see if we bounce up, break through 350 and continue to rise. Anything lower than this, I would not consider an entry. Buyers are coming in slowly. You can see these short dominator bars. We did make it back up to 350. We actually need to break through. My blessing indicator pointing south. Looks like the buyers are not interested, selling it off. So don't be real anxious this morning to get into these trades. Let's make sure we really get some volume flowing. This volume was too low for this stock to really have a lot of activity. I like to explain it as ants on candy. So if you see that kind of traffic going on up here, then that's what we really prefer. So this stock is doing the same move it did as these two attempts over here. They run up a little bit, pull back for a while, run up a little bit, pull back for a while. Ran up nicely here, but we did not catch it down in this area, but now it's pulling all the way back down. Never too old, just that these numbers are moving rapidly. That's it. Not just a trickle here or there. When you see a stock, when we get one to play, you will see this number really takes off. No pauses, just keeps flying. Yeah, BZFD did go from 243 to 365. The question is, would you have held it through these big dips? Probably not. So it would have been a struggle trying to capture that amount. BNED, watching the volume, it's not moving a whole bunch. Let's go ahead and mark this resistance and support level. Now we need to see if green dominator bar is coming in, and we need this indicator to turn around. Volume is still pausing on this stock. So this current bar is this last candle over here. Not seeing any buyers coming in. Buyers tired of holding on. They're selling out now. Let's take another quick look at the SPY and see if it's continuing its direction. Looks like it's trying to turn around to the upside. Not a lot of volume in the SPY yet either. It's dormant. Well, enjoy your coffee until we get a play. It's been a slow pre-market this week. Last week we really killed it. Went out with a good profit at the end of the week. I think every one of you did almost. If you were paying attention, you were green last week. AKTS, really cheap stock. I won't be playing them when they're under $1. The play was actually back here, but it popped up late in my scanner. So the price stopped here. I would have set a resistance. This would have been support. The buyers come back in to drive the price up. But I don't play penny stocks. Try not to play anything under $5, but I'm known to play $2 and $3 and $4 stocks when they are good. You can see these dominator bars came in back in here, and the spike arrows kicked in. Now we may come down and retest 35 cents, or we may just pull back a little. You can see the wick developing on the bottom of this red candle. These are buyers buying up what they're selling to try to keep the price up. There's that long wick. Now we're going to get a little push upwards. So if you bought this wick, you should be taking small profits as it's rising so you can avoid the drop. David, I'm trying to get rid of as many indicators as possible. I like trading on a clean screen. If VWAP works for you, then I totally agree to have it on your screen. I used to use it myself, and it is pretty reliable. But I found that I can trade without it. So this is resistance. We have now pulled back down to support. If we break below this support level, it becomes resistance because it'll have to break back through it to the upside. We could have some buyers right here in this area buying up what they're selling. Long wick on the bottom of a red candle are buyers. BNED pulling back to possibly 92 cents. It did retest it right here. Not much selection to choose from this morning. AKTS been moving around all morning. Right back here. I'll go ahead and mark that high. Now I always mark the body of the candle because this to me is where the true price is. This wick is where it wanted to be, but this is actually where it opened or closed. So I always mark the bodies, and it seems to be a more accurate resistance and support level. Pulling up slowly, BNED. It would need to break $1.01, come back down and retest it before I would be interested in buying. So let's see if we can break through $1.01. BZFD pulling up off the bottom. Don't think I would chase this stock. If it breaks through 351, I may consider it. Or 350 to round it off. I could have set my line a penny off. No solid setups yet this morning. Couple of bouncers. BNED did break through that $1. Watching the dominator bars, they are green. This indicator, my blessing, it is pointing north. The trend has yet to reverse. It's still kind of flat. It is gaining a little bit at a time. So this is not my kind of play. I'm a scalper. I like high volume, fast action. These are kind of bouncing around. When I find myself trying to find an entry point, I usually just back off of it. That means there's not enough buyers and sellers there to drive the price like I'm watching for. Still going up slowly. Good job, Rain. BNED now pulling back. I'll set the resistance level. We'll watch for the buyers to buy up what they're selling to try to break through that $1.10. Long wick on the bottom. They're trying to keep up with the sellers. Green dominator bars coming in. Possibility we may come back down and retest this dollar. If we start bouncing underneath resistance and we continue to do so, there's a good possibility the price will break above. A few more buyers coming in. Green dominator bar. These indicators look good. Good job, Piper. Good job, Rain. BNED still creeping its way up. Good job, Happy Trader. BZFD still rising. Good job, Terry. BZFD still rising. May come back down and retest this 370 right here. Watching the dominator bars to see if buyers come back in. Good job, R. Peter, do you have EXT selected on TIF in your active trader? I don't know then. Profit takers BZFD may pull down to this 350 level. Not seeing any spikes over here in the column. I'm watching these two watch lists as I'm watching this to make sure we don't miss anything else. I'm also paying attention to Magic Scan. It keeps up with what's moving. If it's your first time finding us on YouTube, I stream for free every morning for 1 hour. It starts at 5:55 a.m. Central Time and ends at 6:55 a.m. Central Time. And I continue over on Discord on our premium side. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, you can find that link up there at the top of the chat box, the white and yellow banner at the top. Click that to join our Discord. Talk to a few members before you upgrade to make sure that you're making the right decision. Also, if you haven't hit the like button on this YouTube video, help me make a few pennies from YouTube. Hit the like button for me. Helps me pay for my time to hold these live streams for free on YouTube, and your support is greatly appreciated. Good morning, Jimmy. Now retesting the $3.50. And that would be BZFD. Let's see if it stays above it. We could see a bounce between here and here. Not guaranteed, but it could happen. We need to watch for the buyers to come in. We may even pull back down to this 340 level. And I think that 340 level is actually 335. AKTS, cheap penny stock, moving back upwards. BZFD need this my blessing to turn around and turn green. We need green dominator bars to come in to drive the price back up. Volume has slowed way down. Keep in mind, we're on the back side of this run up right here. We may just start creating lower highs and continue on down. You have to keep an eye on it to get a play in case it takes off to the upside. Retesting $1.70. Breaking through $1.70 hopefully. Indicators are looking good down here. We may push up through that 380 mark. See if we can bring the buyers in. Need to break through that 370. Struggling with 370. Still trying to break through 370. That's BZFD. BZFD currently bouncing on the underside of 370. We could see a breakthrough. There we go. It's trying. Back up to that 380 level. Let's see if we can get a push through 380. Volume is so slow. We're not having immediate action. I do not like that while scalping. Retesting 380 again. Let's see if we can get the breakthrough to get into a new high. It's still definitely trying. Think we're going to get to push through 380. We're lacking volume. Holding strong at 380. Trying to push through. We did close above 380. Now a retest of 380 is happening. See if we can stay above it here. We need this candle to close above that 380 mark. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Buyers coming in to push it up a little higher. This is one of those stocks where I said if I have trouble trying to find an entry, I don't play, and I'm not playing it. We did push out of that 380 range up to 394. Good job, Rain. Now pulling back down to the 370. Rain, I already told him that. I've owned one for years. That's the only way I'm able to walk is by using that table. It's better than swallowing a pill. BZFD buyers are giving up, pulling it back down. AKTS, still a very cheap stock, still bouncing around. Could be some money there if you like to play them this cheap. I don't. Good job, YouTube. Very tough morning. I tried to get the YouTube play into here. We got a couple of them that were very slow movers. Not my kind of trades. If you had the patience to hang on, you were profitable this morning. I'm going to stick to my plan of the high volume. AKTS pushing through that 37. I'm not going to call that a breakout. We don't have any volume. All right, YouTubers, I appreciate you joining me this morning. We tried to get a couple plays in. Check back in tomorrow. Every day is not a good trading day. Keep that in mind. But we do have a lot of good trading days. You just have to be present when they happen. I appreciate you joining me this morning, and I hope you get blessed throughout your day of trading. And I will see you guys again tomorrow morning. As always, God bless.